Start by cutting your string into 6 30-inch pieces and folding them in half. We're going to start with lark's head knots, which is how a lot of macrame pieces start. Taking one of your strings folded in half, bring it behind your wooden dowel. Take your fingers up through the middle of this loop you've created at the bottom and grab your tails and pull them through. And then kind of squish that puppy all tight together, and you have a lark's head knot, which has this lovely little bump at the top. And let's do that 5 more times. Okay, now that we have this first part done, I'm going to secure my dowel to my workstation just with masking tape. This is so I can yank on these without them going all over the place. Okay, I want to clean up this bit a little bit. You can see how they're not necessarily even. Let's make them a little bit more even. I like my work to have some character and fun. I'm definitely not a perfectionist by any means. So don't feel pressured to make any of this look perfect. Just make it the way you like it. Okay, now we're going to start with some clove hitch knots. Clove hitch knots use a filler cord with a bunch of other cords wrapped around it in order to make some cool shapes. And our shape is a diamond, so the first section we're going to do is just a line down and to the left. Make sure you're grabbing your middle right cord. Okay? And then this cord is going to wrap around it. Wrap around it once and pull tight. You can use your finger to push it up against this little friend here, but that's only half of the knot. We have to do that same motion again. Your clove hitch knot is now done. It should have 2 bumps with the string coming out down through the middle here. We're going to make clove hitch knots with the rest of these. Let's get going. 1, 2. You have to do 2, and then just check to make sure it looks like the one next to it, especially when you're first beginning. Just want to kind of check in. Me holding this down and to the left in the direction I want it to go is what's creating this space here. If I was holding it directly to the right, then you would just see this row go up here. If I was holding it down, you would just see it go down. So it is important to hold it in the direction you want it to go. Okay. Oh, this guy only had 1. You have to finish this one. Okay. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Okay, now we're done with that section. We're going to do the same thing over here. For this next section, we're going to go down and to the right, and we're not going to use this one because this would be uneven. We're going to use this one because we need the same amount of these strings coming out over here as we have over here. So this string is coming out from the very first clove hitch knot we did, not from this middle one up here. Push it with your thumb. I like to get this first one pretty close there. One direction might be easier for you than the other. For me, down and to the left is a bit easier. I'm just continuing to wrap this cord around. Once, push, and twice. Make sure you're pushing these knots up against their friends, or else you're going to see your filler cord, which is going to make things a bit uneven. Around. Okay, I'm going to check for evenness right now. Yeah, this one's a bit longer than this one. So I'm just gonna kind of like push him up a wee bit. You know how it is. Okay. Now we're gonna make that beautiful lattice that you see in the middle of the ornament. Looks like a piece of apple pie. And we're gonna do that by weaving this section through this. So I've kind of pulled it in half here, and we're just going to start with this one. Go over, under, over, under, over. And I'm going to kind of tidy it up each time to make sure I don't miss something, because it's really unsatisfying to mess up and have to start over with this part. I went over this cord this time, so this time I'm going to go under, because that is how we weave. All right, this one over again. Just make sure I didn't miss anyone. These ones also kind of want to get like crossed over as you go. Don't let that happen. Don't let them trick you. They can be really tricky. It's over, so this one's under, over, under, over. Okay, last one here. Okay, lattice is done. Let's just tighten it up the amount we want it to be. Okay, we still have to keep everyone in order because we're about to turn around and finish up our diamond with more clove hitch knots. Let's get started. Okay, now we're going to be going down and to the right. Wrap this around. This is another time when it's really important to make sure you're actually taking the next string and that no one's crossed over each other. It's really easy to take, like, I could take this string instead right now, but really it's this guy that needs to go next. Check this out. If you're just like yanking like this, then you're gonna have the filler cord showing, and we don't want that. And the reason why that's happening is because you're not holding the filler cord the direction it's supposed to be going. It's supposed to be going bottom and to the right, right? Now when you do that, it just slides on really nicely. Okay, and this last one. See, it's like not really going correctly, but if you pull it this way, then this just wraps around it really beautifully. Okay, I'm gonna finish it up with this side. I'm just kind of tugging it on it a bit to make sure that I have the right string. It's getting a little crowded down here, but that's okay. That's just what happens at the end of this diamond. This cotton is pretty floofy, so you can kind of push it. Okay, and at the end here, you'll see the 2 filler cords coming out through here, but we're not done. We still need to wrap this tail around this one. So I'm gonna keep the right as the filler cord because eyeballing it, that will look a lot more even. So I'm just gonna pull this one down into the left, wrap this one around it twice to make my clove hitch knot. Ink it up there really good. And we have our ornament. Wonderful. I'm gonna brush mine out. You don't have to if you like it like this. Perfect. I like to brush mine out because I love that cotton fringe. That's one of the benefits of this single twist rope that you got in your kit. Is it fringes really beautifully. Ooh, yeah, that's really nice. You can trim it however you'd like. You could trim it like this. You could not trim it at all. I'm gonna trim mine flat across. All right, little haircut. This is a dog grooming comb. I don't have a dog, but I do have a lot of macrame. You can use any fine tooth comb though. Okay, there it is. It's all ready for you to hang on your tree. Oh, if you do want to hang it, it's easy to either just like, you can hang it on a nail in your wall or even just like a little thumbtack through this hole, or you can tie string around either side of your dowel and hang it on your tree.